What?
Hey guys, it's Arthur here, DNA Realty Group, always bringing you the best and keeping it real in real estate. Today I have my good friend Erin Holloway with HHD. She actually has two teams, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
All right, so we always start out to just let people know who you are. So just paint us a quick picture of where you are today. Like, what does your business look like? Each one of your teams, how many employees, what do they do? I could see some people working in the background, so you're the real deal.
Yeah. You're right. We have two locations. We're in Shreveport, Louisiana, in Middle Tennessee, Nashville, Franklin area. So we have our hub, which is in Franklin, which we just transferred our hub here this year. So we have currently in the hub, we have an EA, which just started 2 weeks ago. And then we have two transaction
Is
coordinators.
that the EA in the background? Hi EA.
That's Tammy.
Tammy, how are you? So she works, she basically runs the team and she's the executive. What's a EA? Because some people might not be familiar with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So she basically, she's the assistant for our team for both locations. So for listings, that's her job description is the assistant, and also keeping up with our financing, doing the numbers, supporting the team, anything to do to support the team and help the team out.
So she basically takes off all the administrative stuff off of your shoulders so you could lead, train, motivate, and sell real estate.
Mhm. Exactly. And I can have more time to lead gen. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So what does your current day look like? Like how many hours a day are you spending in lead generation?
Currently, I am training, so there's not a whole lot of lead gen, but once she gets started, we'll get back to building that habit again. To about 3 hours, 2 hours lead gen, and then an hour follow up.
Awesome. And then you have teams. How many total people did you say?
We have two in Shreveport, Louisiana, a listing agent and a buyer's agent, and then in Nashville, we have three currently.
And that's where you're sitting right now is in Nashville, right? And now that it's halfway through the year, we do the halftime report. How many deals did you guys do currently from the beginning of the year till now between both the teams?
Between both the teams, we just did our mid-year review, and we are at 45 deals right now
So would you say that you're
for both.
tracking? So would you say that you're on track probably between both the teams to do over 80 deals or 90 or maybe even break the 100? Where do you think
Yeah,
you'll
I
end
know
up?
our goal is to break 100. Absolutely.
Awesome. So you probably will do that because you're already at 40 something. I'm sure I could see the board in the background. Those are all under agreements, I'm guessing.
Those are pendings behind me.
Yeah.
And then, so there's currently 10 pending, and this is just for Nashville. And then we have active listings
Oh wow. So you
on
guys.
the left.
So if you were to project that out, you'll definitely do more than 100 transactions this year.
Mhm.
Look at you
And there's
guys.
another board, and that's Shreveport, which they have way more listings over there.
Look at all those folders. I love it. I love the fact that you did it in the
Yeah.
office so people get to see you and your environment and basically how you do it. So I remember when we first started, when I met you, you had a team that was doing pretty well. You had just moved to Nashville and you started to build your business. And one of the things we were working on is lead generation. And I think one of the biggest challenges with newer agents or veteran agents is they don't like calling expired listings and for sale by owners, or they feel like they have to do it forever. But I know you've used that to kind of build a hub, and now you don't even have to lead gen expireds and FISBOs as much, and you're going to do 100 transactions or so. So tell us, like, what do you think about expired listings for sale by owners? Do you still call them? What's your system? Like, what are you using? Because it's mindset and it's strategy. So what specific tools are you using to follow up? What are you saying to them? What are you doing on a listing appointment? What does that look like?
Yeah, so a lot of great questions.
I'll throw them all at you at once.
Honestly, start from the beginning. When I decided to build a team, it's because I started getting a lot of listings, and I was like, someone needs to help these buyers. And then whenever I hired a buyer agent, then I was able to go more listing appointments, to get more listing appointments, so it led to more leads. So that's how I started building the team. And then I just started I started like in the mornings, like every single morning, just practicing every day. David Beckham is a guy who's in Monroe, Louisiana, who would just work with me every single morning. So I just got better and better. And then I started going on these listing appointments. So I started calling expires and FSBOs. And he connected me with Vulcan as well. So Vulcan every morning sends you expires and FSBOs, and it also has a dialer. So you can make a lot more calls a lot faster. So both of those got me up from probably double my business, 5 million to 10 million calling expires and FSBOs. So before I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, I was at 10 million at a buyer's agent and an EA. And then my coach at the time said, why don't you just keep it going? I'm like, okay, let's keep it going. So I have. And 3 years later, it's still going. But the thing is, when I moved to Nashville, I didn't know anybody. And you're exactly right. Like I did the thing that no one else likes to do, which is called expires and FSBOs, which built the business here in Nashville. And you're exactly right. Like I don't have to as much. Like we got a referral today from a past client that we have a listing appointment later on today. They're buying another home. So yeah, you're exactly right. Like I don't have to make them as much. But actually when I moved here, what I was doing in Louisiana was not working here in Tennessee. So when I would go to Louisiana, I would go on the appointments and I would get them. And I wasn't very skilled. But when I came here, it was just a different market, a different ball game. So that's when I asked my coach, like, what do I do? He's like, either you need to work on your skills or you need to call more people. So that's how I got connected with you, because David Beckham, again, told me to take David Hill's class. It is a boot camp class and expires and FSBOs. So I worked on my skills and got connected with the best, which one of them is you. And David Hill. Just amazing people who helped me get better. So I got very skilled and started setting a lot more appointments. So I think you were probably one of the ones role playing with me a lot, and then just keeping me accountable and like doing the hard stuff. Like it was consistency. It was every day, like hitting the phone over and over, calling 20, 30 people until we like set an appointment. But yeah, I mean, that's how I built the business here in Tennessee. So I think the first year did like 30 here, and then we did 60 the second year, and then this year we're gonna probably do 80.
Wow, that's awesome. You have a pretty good team, and you're pretty talented. And one of the things that I admire you for, I think you do really well, is you're always looking for talent. Like every time I talk to you, like, hey, I'm going to interview so and so, I'm hiring another EA, and you're always like keeping the pipeline full and building those relationships. And the big thing about these interviews, right, a lot of times it's like, it's strategy, which we'll get to, like what are the systems you're using, like Follow Up Boss, Vulcan 7, which you mentioned. But how, like, what are you thinking about daily as far as your vision for your business, for your employees, for the people that work for you, for your team, and like what's going on between here? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the big thing, and it reminded me yesterday because I listened to one of Ben Key's videos he had on Facebook. It was like a 10-minute video, and it was like, I think I talked to you about it this morning. It was about the 15 points that you should do daily, and one of them was like keeping your vision in front of you and writing it down and keeping your goals in front of you. So that was a big one, and making sure you're exercising, making sure you're not drinking your calories. So that was probably the biggest thing for me, was like in 2011, like I quit drinking. So that was like probably one of my biggest weights that held me back. So anything that can keep you from thinking bigger or better, that can keep you back. And just having a journal of gratitude was huge. It's a journaling every day, looking at your day and say, hey, what are some good things that happened today? What are some things that could have been better? So there's just like a few things, just making sure you're getting enough sleep, waking up earlier, reading a lot more. That's huge. So there's some of the things that he talked about that that can help your thinking. And I think with hiring, the process with that is just having a plan. Like I did a 135 just for that, a GPS, which is which you've heard of it before. You have like your main goal, and then you have 3 other goals or priorities, they call it, but I call it other goals. And then you have your strategies that you have for each of those goals.
Yeah, we were actually going over our 135 today. Oh, look at that. What do we got? Closing deals. She's probably closing a deal right
Yeah.
now.
Sorry, I'm just doing an interview right now. This is Arthur. This is group
Hi, how you
4610.
doing?
Hey,
Hello.
Brady.
Hi, baby. You're on TV.
Mom? Hi, you're getting some things. Wow, we're 20 pounds.
Wow.
He's smiling at you. Oh, you're awesome.
Hi, baby. So who was that? A client or was that
Have fun on vacation.
is that a client or an agent?
That is an agent. She's an expansion team with Group 4610.
Oh, okay, cool. So going back to what we just talked about, like me and my brother just went over our 135, and all those things you mentioned, like reading, journaling, etc. I know a lot of times we've held each other accountable, and we were like, let's wake up earlier, like 5 a.m. club, 6 a.m. club. Let's read. Let's do the 30, 60-day challenge. So all those things are important, and I know you do them, and I know we spent time holding each other accountable to doing them. What I want to focus is explaining to that a lot of people might not know what a 135 is. So why don't you break that down for them, exactly what that looks like? Because we do it, I know what it is, but let's break it down to like super simple.
Okay. Well, you can do a 135 for anything. You can do it for your whole business plan, like where your leads are going to come from, or you can find one specific thing and do it from. So, like, I have hiring on my 135 for my business plan, but also can break it down to that one thing. So do you want to break it down, like what my goal is for, like the goal? So let's say the 135 for 2017. So the main goal would be 100 transactions. Okay, what are the 3 things that we're going to do to hit 100 transactions?
And those
So
are
it's
3
gonna-
strategies, right?
So the G is the goal and the P is priorities.
So those are 3
But I
priorities.
call goals too, because there are other goals to hit that goal. But
Yep.
it's GS is priorities, and then the S is the 5 strategies for each of the goals. So then we have so many METs that we're going to contact to hit our goal of 100. I mean, not habit METs, which are your expires and FISBOs. Your METs would be like your affiliates,
Yep.
and then like your past clients, your sphere of influence. And then you have non-METs. And then also the third goal would be just a rock star hub. And just making sure we have a solid hub here.
Gotcha.
And then the 5 strategies, how we're going to achieve a rock
Gotcha.
star.
So the way this would look like on a piece of paper is like your one goal is 100 transaction. Then you have 3 priorities, which you said for your team, it's talking to Mets, talking to people you haven't met, and a rockstar hub. And under each one of those, let's just take one and break it down into pieces. So under each one of those, you have 5 strategies to do that. So give us an example of what would be 5 strategies to build a rockstar hub? Because I feel like you're really good at cultivating talent, so you must have a good 5 strategies to do that.
I have it right
Oh,
in front of me.
I think I stole yours because mine looks similar.
Usually really colorful, but this one we're trying to leave with revenue.
You can
so
hold
it's black
it
and
up
white.
on the screen. Hold it up on the screen. All right. Now walk us through the 5 strategies for the hub, the Rockstar Hub.
So the main business objective, the main goal would be 100. So I actually broke it down. I put 2. So how many agents we had at the time would be 2 apiece.
Yep.
So that should be pretty easy, right? If we break it down, transaction, how many agents that we have.
Right.
And then that's our standard is 100, and then 200 was our
Reach goal.
goal. Yeah, our reach goal. So that's at the top.
All right. Now scroll that up a little bit. I want to see the Rockstar Hub, the 5 strategies for the Rockstar Hub. All right. Yep,
Okay, so
there it is. It's that side. Perfect. So walk us through this section right here.
Okay, so we have listing assistant, executive assistant trained.
Yep.
So just 2 different coachings that we're going to do, which is Adam and Monica. So one is Matt's coaching, one is just Adam. He has like a coaching.
So you're investing in training. Okay.
Yeah, we're using outside sources too. And then we have 2 contract to close, which is Tony White and Lee Smith. And we have them both open going, so that goal is achieved.
Nice.
And then we have ISA and then lead coordinator trained. So someone to help coordinate with follow-up boss and then call just someone in here calling all day long.
So
Which
follow-up boss
we've had
is,
a lot of,
can you explain follow-up boss to us quickly? Like, what is that system exactly?
yeah, it's just a system to help follow up. And we, like, every lead that comes in goes in there. All of our past clients are in there, all of our sphere, all of our lenders, affiliates. I actually started last night putting agents that I want to recruit in there as well, and being able to put campaigns
And do you
on
know,
there.
do you
So,
know how
like,
many
everyone,
people are
all
in there?
leads are currently going in there.
How many people does that currently include?
So that is just people that, like, we have about 1,800 in it currently.
You know what's funny is like I'm trying to compare you with the first interview I did. One of them was which was Jim Black, and one of the things he said was very similar to you. He's like, even though expireds and FSBOs are a small part of our business, those people are in our hub. He used a different system, but they're generating our referrals. They're one of some of the best referral sources, which was very similar to what you said. You said you're still calling expireds and FSBOs daily. And the other thing that is similar is like he's going to do 200 deals, and he has about 2,100 people in his database. You guys are going to do about, it looks like probably over 100, 150 transactions, and you have about 1,800 people in your database. And if you read the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, the numbers break down and pretty much have that many people. It says like 1920, and follow up with them on a 33 touch. So you guys are both doing it in your own way, and you're achieving big results. So that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great point.
And now I'll let you
I like
finish
that.
the last 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, this year, I've been failing at a lot, and Gary Keller just teaches you to fail forward really fast and often. So that's why you always hear me hiring, because I just want to make sure I'm just hiring and just keep moving forward, even though it doesn't work out. So you have like the ISA, which is an inside sales agent. So it's someone I've been trying to hire. We use Outdesk. It worked a little bit, but not how I wanted it to. We hired someone full time to come in and do it. Didn't work out. So it's just failing forward. And I kind of look back to when I hired my first assistant. I think I went through 7, like in a year, in a year and a half. Just 7 different ones before we had one that was with us for 4 years.
That's huge.
So I think, I think you just have to keep trying and keep going and fail forward. And I thought that was huge. So just currently working through that, like an ISA and elite coordinator. So that's a goal I still need to achieve this year. That right now we had to hire a new EA. So that's my main focus right now. And then it'll be the ISA again.
I mean, if the money's right, your boy right here can help you out, you know?
Yes, we're very good at that. So
All right.
We'll talk about that later. And then create an HHG training manual, which we've started and we're working on and we're adding to it. And then 90-day training with Bruce Lund, and he's an outsource. It's out of Keller Williams, just something different that teaches you. He's really big on your why, like why you do what you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I love that. My big aha is like you're focused a lot on the things you want to achieve. There's a lot of training going into your people and your staff, and I know you personally, like huge on personal development. But my big aha, what I realize is like you and Jim both said is like we don't do everything perfectly, but you're focused on failing forward. Like you hired 7 assistants in the same time frame that I had 1. So while I'm saying like, oh, I hired the wrong person, I probably shouldn't hire anymore. You had went through 6 more people. So you're learning way more than I would by holding on to my one assistant. And now, you know, your business has been growing accordingly. So that's huge. All right. Walk us through the process of like lead. This is for my brother. He's going to love this one. He wants Erin's way, right? Take an expired to FSBO. Like let's role play what happens on the first call. And then what are you doing with them? Where are you putting them? How are you following up with them? All the way to the listing appointment. So let's start with an expired or a FSBO. You pick, whatever you want.
Let's do an expired.
All right, so you call an expired and I'll be the expired. And then let's pretend like you didn't set the appointment and you're going to follow up and then pretend like you actually get the listing appointment and you're just going to walk us through what you do from A to Z to close that transaction. So I'm an expired. My home just came off the market. Call me.
Okay.